we are students of Russian University of Economics, and today we would like to dispel stereotypes about Russia.
Everyone who was born or grew up in Russia is familiar with its traditions and customs, but people living abroad, as a rule, have a very different idea of our country and the Russian people, relying in their judgments mainly on stereotypes. Today we would like to tell you a little about our culture to dispel misconceptions about our country and the people who live here.
Let's start with the most popular stereotype about Russia.
I guess many people think that bears in Russia walk down the streets and they are our home pet. Of course, it's false. Personally, I saw bears only in zoos, and I think that the course of the stereotype is connected with the fact that there are a lot of bears in the Siberian forests.
Say about the statement. I know that a lot of people think that Russians are always gloomy, and we should admit that they are partly right. I mean that from the first glance, Russians can really seem to be gloomy or even angry. But I think that it's not so much about lifestyle, but it's about habit. I mean that in many countries, except Russia, your smile is a part of etiquette and everyday communication, even with strangers. And we still need to get used to it. Anyway, Russians are very kind and sociable people.
I agree with you.
By the way, do you know that many people are sure that the weather in Russia is really cold? Do you agree with it?
Well, speaking about cold, I noticed that in every Hollywood film there is always snow in Russia. Most often it is given endless white frozen oceans and strong snowstorm. Residents of Krasnoyarsk, Novosibirsk will not allow to lie that in Russia really cold. Nevertheless, Russia is not only Siberia and Far East. There are many cities which are located in the south. For example, Sochi. Sochi has the same latitude as Marseille, Nice, Monte Carlo, so I partly agree that in Russia is very cold.
You know, maybe because of our harsh climate, many people believe that all Russians wear ushanka hats and valenki. But I have to say that it is not true. Ushanka is still good for winter, but it was more popular in Soviet times. When the clothing industry was state-owned, ushankas were produced according to the government's plan. And what about valenki? Well, they make good footwear for snow village or walk in the forest, but they get very dirty in the slush of the winter city. Only few urban Russians have got them at home, and we keep a pair at our dacha usually. So if you ever come to Russia, do not expect to see a man walking around in ushanka hat and valenki.
In conclusion, we would like to say that stereotypes are wrong generalizations, too broad or simplified. To dispel stereotypes or to confirm them, it's necessary to arrive to Russia and to stay here a little.
Thanks to our Spanish friends who gave us the opportunity to tell a little about our country.
We will be glad to see you in Russia, in Moscow.